Vámonos.
Vámonos, passion fruit, bala.
La helada. Let's go, Cesar.
Let's get it.
¿Qué onda? Ahora sí viniste animado, ¿no?
Ahora sí vine, fresh cut y todo. Vine listo para el pinche pod.
Te vienes con ganas, güey.
Ahora
Viniste
sí.
con ganas, ahora sí. Let us know in the comments, folks, in the Discord, what y'all think of the haircut. Look at that, shit's fresh.
Yes, sir.
Damn. Era justo y necesario,
Yeah,
¿no?
con la calor, güey. I had a big old afro. It looked like,
Bro, just yesterday.
Just as soon as my hair dries, my hair gets super puffy. And then I was like, bro, I gotta go get a cut, dude.
Yeah.
So I went and got one. Bien fresh, bien cool.
It looks like you took a page out of Peso Pluma, who no longer has the mullet. Like you cleaned it up, and now you got the little nice schoolboy cut, ¿no? Arribita.
Yeah, parece como like a dad haircut, pero
I could see it.
I mean, it's cool. It was shorter. I wanted to go shorter this time.
That's what you had to do. I need a haircut, man. It's starting to get warm. Like I feel my head just starting to get warmer. But I have been liking my longer hair, pero pues en el calor, pues no se puede.
Yeah.
No se puede. But welcome back, folks. Episode 108 of Goal-Sided. Big announcement. If you guys haven't seen it everywhere, because we've been so annoying on everything in our Discord, on IG, did we post on Twitter?
We did, no?
I don't think so. But biggest thing we've done with Goal-Sided so far, I believe, folks, we dropped our merch, our first run of merch.
Let's go.
Huge thank you to everyone. If you guys haven't checked it out, go to golsided.com/merch. Yes, a super nice and clean URL. Chula.
Even when you said it, I was like, "Shit,
that's us. That's us." But go check it out, folks. We have shirts, we have sweaters, sweatshirts para el calor. we got mugs, we got hats, trucker hats, we got dad hats. We got a mouse pad, we got a whole bunch of
mandiles
stuff.
Para los mandilones.
Para los mandilones, para los que tienen que ser caseres.
Sí. Carne asada.
What's your favorite merch we got on there?
I love the hats. For me, the hats are the go-tos. I ordered 2 for myself only. I was like, dame dos de esas. And then, I'm excited to see what else I want to order before the time ends.
Yep.
It's only for this month of June, guys. So go check it out. And any proceeds goes to better the pod, better merch, better tailgates. Lo que sea, we'll invest it right back in.
Exactly. Like you said, all of June, because we're trying to do a limited run. We're trying to test it out. We've never done this before, right? So we're learning as we go. We learned a shit ton just setting it up. Failed the whole bunch. It took us a little bit to get it up, but we're good. And hopefully it's maybe like a little bit of an exclusive drop, right? The OGs are going to have merch from this drop. We already had a handful of orders, so we really appreciate you guys. But who knows? This might be, I don't know. What if they flip one day on eBay for like 10 times?
Imagine.
But like you said, it'll go towards future drops that we can own a little bit more of it, make it exactly how we want. I don't know, collab with some artists, algo así, right? Mm-hmm. So hopefully we get a little bit of patronage from you guys to be able to do that in the future and keep getting you guys good content.
Hell yeah.
All right, folks, so for this jam-packed agenda per usual, we're going to be talking a whole bunch of things. We had Champions League, both of them, over the weekend. We had Champions League, Real Madrid versus Dortmund. We'll go over that match. We had Pachuca versus Columbus here. And then we'll bring it on to a whole bunch of things that are going on in the world of footy. We got superstar Mexico players coming to San Diego. We got a coach in Mexico being accused of, like, fixing games almost. We'll talk about that. And then we got the Maurice Revello tournament for our Mexico fans that like following youth players. Mexico U23 is playing in a tournament in France. Yeah. And we'll go over, they had a match today, so we'll talk a little bit about it if they have any chances to really win this thing.
Cool.
But let's get it. All right, Cesar, just to kick it on off, I like this format that we just get right into the lo más cabrón, especially because right now we're a little bit in off season.
Yeah, we are.
But the biggest thing right now in the world of footy was Champions League final over the weekend in Wembley. We had Real Madrid versus Dortmund. Estaba cabrón la cosa. Where do you watch it?
I watched it. I was on my brother's game.
Oh, you were at a game.
Yeah, I was on my brother's game, but just trying to find those links, bro, because I didn't have VIX on my phone. But I eventually found it. I found it on TikTok, so I just watched it on there.
Oh, live on TikTok?
Yeah. People were.
That's less illegal, kind of.
At halftime, like they cut it, and then I had to find another stream.
Another one?
Second half. But I watched most of it. I want to say like a cool 70% of the game. And I watched especially Dortmund's like crazy misses in that first half.
Yeah, I think that's a big piece of it, right? I watched it. So I got up with a mission.
Mm-hmm.
I told my wife, and she brought a couple of her friends, and they were just along for the ride. They were like, take us wherever you want to go watch it. So there was a watch party for Madrid fans at Underdog Cantina in SF, right next to the Giants Stadium.
Oh.
Like right next to by the marina, by the water right there. And I was like, okay, like let's go try that. We get there. I thought we were somewhat early. It was like doors open to everyone at 11.
Okay.
But before that, if you were part of the supporters group, you could get in. But we got there like 11:20, and the line was fucking around the corner. Ya no había lugar.
Oh my god.
So we stayed there for like 20 minutes. We couldn't get in. And I was like, damn it, dude. So then my buddy who I play pickup with that's in SF, shout out Brandon, he texted me that he was at the bar that we went to in Noe Valley.
Uh-huh.
The one that we went to and did a watch party for the World Cup super early in the morning. He was there, and he's like, hey, I got spots for you. It's not super packed. So we went over there. We made it. Like, we only missed like 20 minutes, and we got to watch the rest of the match. It was lit.
Yeah.
It's always a good vibe watching at a bar or something, right?
Yeah, it is. We watched the World Cups, like you mentioned, and it was like super dope. There's a couple of people there I know was super early, but I can only imagine like a Champions League because it was more midday.
Mm-hmm.
But that shit was popping, I bet you. Especially at the other bar that you said was around the corner. Like, I want to go to that next year.
Yeah, I think they would watch most games there
Yeah.
for Madrid, especially the big games. It'd be really fun to
So
go.
it was a Madrid specific.
Yeah, it's the local supporters groups
Oh, okay.
de Madrid just hosting the party there.
Oh,
And
okay.
the capacity is huge at that place, and they filled up.
Wow.
It was crazy. It was.
Damn, se te durmió el gallo ahí, era para que estuvieras.
I know, I
tempra.
needed to be there that early, pero también I was like,
No
okay, if I
sabía.
can squeeze in, pues está bien, pero pues si no, pues tampoco. I don't got to be around hella Madrid fans.
You're
No.
like, I'm not a Madridista. Tampoco,
Yeah, and I was
así.
like, okay, tampoco. But no, yeah, the game was amazing though.
Yeah.
The vibes were immaculate. Dortmund seemed really strong at the very beginning of the match. And I think a lot of folks, when they went into the half 0-0, maybe started thinking, you know what, se les va a poner cabrón if you don't put one away versus Madrid, right?
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as they were missing, I think Fulkrug had one. He hit one off the post. I think he had two. But he had
like
one
a
where
breakaway,
he,
and he
poked it and it hit the post. And then the left winger, I forgot his name.
Adeyemi.
Adeyemi. He had another one-on-one breakaway that he took wide around, tried to go around Courtois.
Ese güey no se cansó de fallar.
No, nada. Y dije, no, pues, because they had those back-to-back, and after that sequence of plays, I was like, Dortmund, I'm sorry, pero Madrid's going to take this one.
Yeah, you
Just
got to
off of those two plays, right?
Yep.
It's like we've said before, like Madrid, you get one, put it away, and park the bus o lo que quieras. Or if you have two, put them away, please, porque si no, te va a costar.
Yeah, y sí les costó, but that's what it was. A lot of people talking about Adeyemi, like, we know you're a kid. We know you're there, but you're in the biggest of stages. You made it this far. You deserve to be there.
Yeah.
But come on, do your team, do yourself a favor. You needed to have put one of those away, because if you look on the other side of things, if you see a Vini, él no perdona.
No.
¿Verdad? Even though Real Madrid didn't have as many chances, Vini had his at the end of the game. He hit it terribly, and it still went in.
Yeah,
and
he
I think that's the difference between the really good players and then the really amazing, the great players, right? And Vini put away what he needed to, and le dio la quinceañera a Real Madrid.
Yeah, and we talk about Carvajal as well. Carvajal had one. He had a couple defensive plays that Adeyemi won. He came in after Courtois made Adeyemi go wide. And then he scores that header in the second half, and you're just like, well, shit. I mean, it's Carvajal. Like, this is Real Madrid's, like, football heritage.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no other way to put it. Like, it's just history, and they know how to play Champions League. They know how to play knockout stages. They're Real Madrid.
And Carvajal was knocking on the door.
Yeah.
He had another header a little bit before the goal. And I remember even the commentators were like, how is the shortest guy on the field winning headers over a German squad
Yes.
more than anything. And they have two supposedly amazing headers in their center back. Que nomás para eso sirven because they're that tall. Mats Hummels is an amazing player, but Schlotterbeck or whatever his name is, he's like 7 foot tall. Come on, you got to get there. And then on the goal, Dani Carvajal beat Fulkrog.
Yeah, another super tall dude as well.
He is a very good header, but it's like abusado. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, and we had seen Bayern against PSG, and they were just knocking out a whole bunch of headers. Like at the end of the game, I would have been like, "Yo, my head is pounding because of how many headers I've done throughout the game." But coming into the Real Madrid match, I was like, in headers and corner kicks and free kicks, there's no way Real Madrid scores. That's the first thing. The shortest guy on the field is the first thing that does. It's crazy.
Yeah, and going off that same piece to it, Real Madrid, in my opinion, had a very bad game. I don't think they played great at all until maybe after the Carvajal goal, right before the goal, when they started really picking up steam. But I think outside of that, Dortmund was really overpowering them for most of the game. But they were resorting to set pieces. Toni Kroos almost had two, right? The keeper was getting them out. Like corners were a big piece to it, which is something that we weren't expecting for that to happen with Madrid. But it goes again on them figuring out the way to win.
Yes.
Como sea. Going back to that Sergio Ramos header, right, in the Champions League final, like whatever they need to do, they figure it out and they win games.
Yeah, and then that second goal, you gift them a mistake, the Dortmund back line, and they're gonna pounce. Like Bellingham, you gave it to Bellingham. Real Madrid players, don't give it to Bellingham, don't give it to Vinny, don't give it to Rodri.
Anybody?
But goddamn, like you gave it to one of their best players, and like you said, Bellingham gave it to Vinny. Vinny le tiró toda machucada, like he hit the ground almost, and it just went in. It was crazy. Like I kept seeing the replay of that goal, and I was like, bro, like
he hit it terribly, but it's one of those where he's probably done that a million times in practice, to where if he hits it terribly, 7 out of 10 times will probably still go in just because he's that good.
Yeah.
Right. And unfortunately for Dortmund, that came off of
Marco Reus especially.
Yep. Marco
There's
Reus,
videos of him just standing there watching that whole play, just in awe.
He came on as a sub in the 72nd. In the 74th was the Carvajal goal, right? I mean, he didn't have much to do there, but it's just kind of the luck of the draw and how rough that is. That like right when your GOAT, your legend comes in, shit kind of starts turning.
Yeah.
And then he tries to poner los pies en la tierra, kind of get the team good, calmados. And that play, I think, is a good example because he gets the ball. He, like, como que they were fighting for the ball. He finally gets it, and he's like, all right, I could calmar las cosas, plays back.
Yes.
He could have stopped himself. He could have faced forward. He could have even waited. Real Madrid was sitting back. But he, like, grabs the ball, and he's like, all right, let's play. Let's touch around. Se la da el pinche way de Matson. And then that ball just out of nowhere just hits it straight up divided, right?
Yeah. It's like a square ball, and then Bellingham is just there ready to get it.
Yep. I mean, Bellingham anticipadísimo. Like,
yes.
Super ready. He got to the ball first, and then it was just, at that point, it was everyone in the bar knew it was like, it's over. Like,
yeah. And then even
before
Bellingham,
the shot even happened.
As soon as Bellingham passed the ball, he stood there. And then friggin' Vinny scores, then he just falls to his knees. And it's crazy because he was playing for Dortmund last season. Gets the ball. It's his first season in Real Madrid. Banging season, goals, assists. Gets to the Champions League final. Gives that pass for the 2-0. Imagine how that kid felt. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, and in the first half, a lot of the players that came through were being criticized. Jude, people were saying he's playing too wide. He was letting Sabitzer just tear him up right behind him. And then that Vinny wasn't dropping to help out. Right? It seemed like in the first half, like Real Madrid was just kind of holding on para ver lo que podían hacer. But we've seen that happen so many times. And then the second half, if you don't score, you're not going to win. Everybody in the bar knew, like at the moment that second half started, it's over. People were even saying that in the stands. You could feel it.
Yeah.
The yellow wall, all the Dortmund fans were loud, but it was just like you could tell something's
off. Yeah.
Impending doom is coming.
It's like that vibe, that aura in the air. Like, it's lo que pasa whenever you play Real Madrid and you don't score the ones you have.
Yeah, crazy thing for me, Ancelotti didn't make a sub until the 85th minute after the 2-0. which is wild.
It's probably like, no, estos güeyes ni han corrido todo el juego que se maten allá.
There's a video for real. I'm assuming that's what he did at the half, was tell these fools, like, ¿quieren ganar o no? Like,
Yeah.
Vinny, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Jude, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Who's helping out the mid? Who's attacking? Okay on that.
It's probably like we're lucky as hell that it's 0-0. Like, put them away. Come on.
And then that second half, you could tell they immediately started playing a little bit different. But there was a video where Ancelotti's son, who's his assistant, went up to him and like, como que le quería decir, like, make a sub. What's good? Like, what do you want me to do? And he's just like, no, chill. He knew that fool's been in it so much. He knows exactly what to do. I think he's won, 5 total Champions Leagues now?
I don't know, but he's one of the most decorated.
No. He has 3 with, who already coached before? Milan? 2 as a player, and now he's won 3 with Real Madrid.
Jeez. That's crazy. He won it as a player, too. That's crazy.
Yeah.
He can tell his teammates, yo, I've been there. I've won these. Like, Jude, this is what you got to do.
I think him not making subs until the 85th really says a lot about him. That like, hey, calma, cabrones. I have trust in who's in there. You guys just need to fix it. And he made a couple of movements in the half without changing the pieces. Y le resultó. And then at the end, he's like, all right, hay que sacar a Toni Kroos, darle sus aplausos.
¿Quién entró por Toni?
Toni Kroos.
Tchouaméni or Camavinga?
The 85th, it was Luka Modric and Jose Lu.
Okay. So, un viejito por otro.
Passing of a torch to an older player.
Yeah. Modric just renovated with Madrid as well. But yeah, I mean, to the Ancelotti piece, I think he's one of the greatest managers we've seen. Doing it with Real Madrid, the piece you just mentioned, knowing that your team doesn't need any subs, that they'll figure it out, says a lot about him, and respectable. It's completely different to what Pep has done or the way he coaches. So watching Ancelotti do this, it's like, okay, like it's a different style that we can really enjoy and we can see on the stage, on the big stage like that.
Exactly. It makes it even tighter of a conversation, Pep versus Ancelotti, right? I think that's of this generation what a lot of people are saying, and of the current game, the current coaches. I think it just makes it even more of a stressful, of a hard conversation to have.
Yeah. Did you see just one last thing about Ancelotti? Did you see him and Arda Güler in the celebrations?
Yeah, he had Arda Güler talking Spanish.
Like, Arda Güler is one of the youngest kids on there. Like, he just won champions. I don't know if he was part of the squad officially or not.
He was on the bench.
But just telling this kid, yo, like, this is Real Madrid. Here, talk to your fans.
Mm-hmm.
And talk in Spanish. Like, that identity, he's still like doing it with these young kids as well. Is really respectable.
Yeah, he was on the bench, and I think that says a lot to the family environment there, that a dude that you didn't even look at, he probably wasn't even contemplated, like, you're not going to go in, my guy. Yeah. This game is too huge. We're 0-0. I need my players to cook that are in there. Y todavía tener like ese sentimiento por uno to be like, no, come on, like, I love you. Come on, talk to the fans.
Part of the squad.
Yeah, and the player to have that good attitude, it makes me feel like that locker room is more together than ever.
Yeah, and it also gives a message to Arda Güler, like, hey, like, you have to put in work for you to be up next, to be that player for us.
Exactly that. Cesar, give me some quick predictions. Where does Real Madrid make next year? Can they repeat?
They can repeat.
Okay. Dortmund. How far do they make in Champions League next year?
Oh, my God. Depending on what happens in the transfer seasons, if they keep the same squad, more or less, I see them going into the round of 16s. Like, getting out of the group stages for sure.
Yeah, getting out of group stages, I can see for sure. I would agree, maybe top 8. Cuartos de final, I don't see them getting any further. We said that this last season, and they made it. But I think they need
I don't think anybody had them in the radar to go all the way to, like, los cuartos or semis or anything like that. I think they were a big surprise.
They can cook, though, because, I mean, no more Marco Reus. I know he's your legend, but to be honest with you, you could put another key piece there, and who knows, maybe you'll do better. Can they keep Adeyemi? Can they put other key players around Fulkrog? Can you
Who's that left back?
I believe Maatsen, yeah.
Maatsen?
Yeah.
He's on loan from Chelsea, so can they keep him or can they buy him?
Nah, after that game lo mandaron a la vera como a Fulgencio.
I'm dead.
Vete. La arruinaste.
Yeah, I mean, next year's champions, because you got Arsenal's, you got the City, you got like United can make a comeback. Newcastle not in there, but maybe the following season.
Van calentando motores.
Hey, we barely got the oil money, bro.
That's true. Yeah, I think Real Madrid is 100% the favorite to win it next season. Yeah, even more with the breaking news that we've gotten that Real Madrid just signed Kylian Mbappe. What 2 days after winning La Quinceañera, it's
they send the clear message, yo, we want more. We got one of the biggest players in the world at the moment
on a free.
That's
the craziest thing I've ever heard of.
PSG are some fucking idiots, bro.
How much did they pay for him?
Nothing out of him.
And yeah, that's crazy. If they would have sold him a year ago was rough, right? Because it seemed like he was already going to hold out. But a year and a half, 2 years ago, they could have gotten in the hundreds of the millions.
Because the rumors were there like 2-3 years ago. They've been there. Like, why didn't you get like a big sum of money? Like, out Real Madrid is even stronger than they would have if they would have bought him 2 years ago.
Yep.
Like, they didn't need to spend all this cash, and they spent it on young players, prospects that they could build up.
Yeah, now Mbappe fits right into this squad just to get them. What's the next level? The treble, because they didn't win the Copa del Rey this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, eso es lo que le falta nomás. But they're going to build a super squad, another Galacticos.
Yeah, and then Alfonso Davies is not confirmed, but he also is in the process of coming over.
Florian Wirtz. I mean, we've called it out here. Who knows what else? What other pieces they'll put together? If I to be honest with you, if I'm Florentino, like if you can't get a Wirtz, get another young kid. Get some young players because you have enough players in there.
Even if you don't get anybody, I think only Kroos is one of the few ones that are leaving. Like even then, you have a squad to go up to the finals, to the semis easily.
Very true.
In Champions.
Yeah, pero no manches. This should be like illegal that they're getting Mbappe, and it's not affecting their financial fair play in La Liga. So, buena suerte, Barcelona.
Florentino, fucking masterclass. ¿Qué se lo va a hacer?
Y sí, ¿qué se lo va a hacer?
As a Barcelona fan, you just see this and you're like, fuck, bro. When are we going to win anything?
You're like, maybe Xavi was right. Maybe he shouldn't have been let go.
There's a rumor that Barcelona's getting like $1 billion deal with somebody, but like getting that amount of cash, like what does that mean to Barcelona? Like what are they letting go of? Like are they selling half the club or get chingados? How are you getting that kind of money?
TV rights, or I don't know, close sponsorships. I think they were rumored that they were gonna onboard Puma, but
Nike.
No, they currently are Nike.
Oh shit!
They were rumored that they were gonna onboard Puma for a much bigger deal than Nike. And I believe they just renewed their contract with Nike at a much higher rate because I think they just used it as leverage, which is pretty cool. Their new jerseys next year, the leaked ones, look pretty cool. It's a Madrid world. We're all just living in it.
Yep.
Va a estar cabrón la cosa for the next couple of years in the world of footy. Let's move it on in the world of footy to North America, where we don't have a Real Madrid problem. In the CONCACAF Champions Cup, we had the final over the weekend. Pachuca versus Columbus Crew in Hidalgo, and Pachuca Hidalgo at 8,000 feet of elevation, which we could not hear the end of how high that is, which it very much is.
Jeez, dude.
It is crazy high.
I know, but no Liga MX ever talks about it.
No, because everybody in Liga MX, for the most part, except for
El DF.
No, El DF is 7,000. I think Monterrey is one of the lower ones.
Mazatlan is low.
Yeah, because that's right by the water. But Monterrey, I believe, is pretty low.
Guadalajara's high up there, too?
Guadalajara's 8,000.
No manches.
Yeah. Damn, look at us, folks, with the geography lesson.
5,000, feet in elevation, you're right.
Yeah, Guadalajara's high as hell. I'm telling you, the only ones I think are Monterrey. Check Monterrey's elevation.
Nah, Monterrey's not, because they have that mountain.
But no, you're not on the fucking mountain, way. Couple, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
¿Qué crees, güey? Fui a la escuela, yo sí leí. ¿Qué crees?
Oh, shit, Aguascalientes 6,000.
Yeah, I'm telling
Literally
you.
Everybody. Toluca está igual.
The majority of central Mexico, as we know it, is very high up.
Jeez.
But, yeah, and the highest point is Toluca, right? But everything right around El Estado de Mexico with Hidalgo and Puebla,
Querétaro, Toluca.
All those are super high. But that's why we don't hear about it in Liga MX, because they're so used to that stuff, right?
Yeah,
they train in it, they sleep in it, they live in it their whole lives. So it was a big thing. We saw the meme videos of Columbus Crew doing elevation training. They supposedly slept in tents that like simulated living in the elevation.
Yeah.
¿Y de qué les sirvió, güey?
De nada, para que se fueran a comer unos taquitos de barbacoa.
Y les dio chorro.
Chorretes.
Bruh, yeah, they lost 3-0, but I think a lot of things around the game that we can kind of make fun of. Yeah, they lost 3-0. They looked exhausted after 20, 30 minutes, I would say. And we start hearing after the match, I didn't hear it before. Apparently, Wilfred Nancy had called it out that about 20 of their players were having stomach issues beforehand. ¿Quién los manda a ir a comer?
For real. A comer. Even drinking like the tap water can affect you.
Dude,
you're the one that's been to Mexico. I don't know.
That's first grade stuff, man. Like, nobody showed up and nobody told me don't drink the tap water. Like,
I'm dead.
I don't know what it was, what it could have been. They should have had a closed environment. Bring a freaking chef. Bring freaking lean cuisines, like comida ya hecha lista. Give everybody that. Bottled water only. ¿Qué más? Brush your teeth with bottled water. If you want to be super, 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 super safe, just brush your teeth with bottled water too.
You guys are a professional club. How is this happening to you guys?
No entiendo.
It almost goes to that, like, it's an MLS club. Like, it's a meme thing. Like, it's that crazy. And you're right. Like, on the field, like, you had 17, 18-year-olds running around them. Solomon Rondon is, like, 36, and he scored a brace on you. Like, granted, he's quality player, don't get me wrong, but Columbus Crew had so much higher expectations than what they put out that day.
Yep. And yeah, it didn't seem tough at all for Pachuca. I think after like 32, the 32nd minute was when Miguel Rodriguez scored, which is like 21-year-old, like one of those other just triple digit. Well, he's 99, so he's a double digit. Hay que tener respeto.
Porfis.
But like
he's one off.
He's the star. Like he was the one big new player that I think a lot of people don't know who he is. No face on Foot Mob. But then you got Owen Gonzalez coming in off the bench. Carlos Sanchez, Alan Bautista, Jesus Hernandez. You're like, goddamn.
Yeah.
These are all my cousins' names.
Yeah, and it's crazy even thinking about it. I didn't even know that there were 7,000 feet going back to that. But, yo, these guys just run for days. Like, they outran America. They clearly outran Columbus Crew. But holy shit, like, these men are like superhumans.
Yeah, it does kind of make me think like, okay, if you did have chorro, if you did have stomach issues, I played with stomach issues. Está cabrón. You get exhausted fast, and you're at 7,000 feet. That's even worse. But like, I don't know, like, could it have been that bad? Like, what would have been if you didn't have those issues? Would you have won? Would you have tied?
Yeah.
Like, está cabrón la cosa versus this Pachuca. They're the real deal.
Yes.
And now they're gonna go to the Club World Cup, which, in my opinion, they can fight up against some of the lower, the not Real Madrid, the not cities that are coming. I think they can maybe make some surprises, get some of those young players signed overseas.
Yeah, I swear they can compete against any South American team. Yeah. Like any South American team, any North American, Asian, any African team. I see them competing against lower side teams in Europe. But
but the lower side teams in Europe aren't coming, right? It's only the best of the best. It's just a city, a Madrid, and then whoever else they bring along. But it's not.
There's a couple.
They're not bringing Newcastle.
I mean, it's not much.
Ni mi Arsenal tampoco.
Yeah, they're not bringing like Sheriff from Moldova.
Exactly.
No, I mean, I really am excited to see him. Hopefully, they can keep this squad together. The Idrisi, hopefully he doesn't leave. He was a key piece all season, like Liga MX and Champions Cup, and bring in other key pieces, right?
Yep. That's where it becomes a really finicky game, because we're all asking, Eric Sanchez, go to Europe. But at the same time, you go to Europe, you're not going to play a Club World Cup. But if you go to a Club World Cup, you can play at a very high level against an amazing team, but it's just for that 1 month.
Let Chiquito go. Alan Bautista's there to...
I know, pero para él mismo, ¿verdad? And then what do you think behind closed door, the Pachuca ownership's not telling him, hey, do you want to go to Feyenoord, who is not winning anymore? Or do you want to stay here and play against Manchester City, Real Madrid, freaking Flamengo, like,
and we'll up your salary.
and they're gonna up their salary. That's why these kids stay, right?
Jeez.
The ones that I'm excited for is if like these triple digit kids show up, they ball out, and then I don't know, sell them to City for 2-3 million.
Yeah, definitely.
Papita.
Yeah, and one more slot that we talked about in one of our social medias is MLS has one slot they can give away as hosts.
Oh, this one, man.
Rumor
I wonder
is
who it's going to.
Maybe Inter Miami, or the other rumor is MLS Cup champion this year.
But
Season.
no se va a acabar antes. Oh, yeah. It would, huh? Yeah.
It ends in what, November?
Ends in November-ish. And
then that champion goes following summer. I don't know.
That's what it should be.
It's what it should be.
Somos justos.
Yeah.
I also heard that they might do the supporter shield. I'm sure they'll come out of nowhere with whatever Inter's doing.
Whatever's convenient for them, what Inter is in
Yeah.
there. Messi has to be there. Like,
¿Para qué lo trajeron?
if I wasn't like so like soccer purist or whatever, I'd say,
Cálate.
deja a Messi. I want to see him. Déjalo a ver qué tal hace contra Real Madrid, his old foe. Like, imagine
he balls out.
I don't know. Maybe it would be cool to see.
They would have to bring him so many more heads.
Gigi Infantino's probably like, yo, Messi, you guys have to win. You guys have to do something. Or MLS, hey, quiero a Messi ahí. ¿Tú crees que no le va a decir a Don Garber?
Yeah, they got to make it happen. And it's going to happen. But all of us Earthquakes fans that have no chance in making it are going to be like...
I didn't even think about the Earthquakes in
like,
this whole
no,
conversation.
son tranzas. Ni imitan a los Earthquakes.
Hey, eso es historia. That's football heritage.
It is heritage, man. God damn. Yeah, but Pachuca completely demolished this team. Solomon Rondon looked like he was playing by himself out there, just scrimmaging.
Chilling.
Beautiful form in some of the plays, like creeping in behind the line, getting in between the two center backs, getting through balls right in.
That second goal for me was like freaking Solomon Rondon what a 9 should do, right? Receives the ball and the media vuelta. Half turn and he scores.
Dude,
in
for
between
real.
the defender's legs.
They got that nose for goal, right? That's if you've ever played with like a clinical striker, that's the thing that you, especially me as a center back, you as a keeper too, they're looking the opposite way.
Yeah.
But they know exactly where they are to the goal, and they know one touch one way, mocos, they don't even look at the goal and it goes in.
No, they have a
crazy.
picture in their mind of where the goal is. What are they gonna do? And it becomes instinctual, and you got to be scared. As a goalie, as soon as he's about to get the ball, I'm checking my post and see where I'm at.
Yeah.
El putazo ahí viene, agárrate.
No, for real, because he's got it against your goal, but you could tell that he has full control of that center back, right? The center back's not getting around him. As the keeper, as the center back, you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're like, hopefully he misses, because si no, pues te va a
si
vacunar.
sale el topo.
For real. Ojalá se tropeza.
Yeah, let's go. Pero no, Solomon Rondon killed that game. One of the best. I called him out. Check out the goals episode. I gave him MVP of the season for Liga.
Yeah, check out our Goals TV exclusive episode, folks, on goals.tv. We have Liga MX content there. We're bringing Liga MX content to that platform. And we have an episode where we give a little bit of our ghetto Liga MX awards. We did MVP. We did best coach, best transfer, best youngster.
Best U23, yeah.
Yeah, está cabrón la cosa. But just one last thing for Club World Cup. Grupo Pachuca is going to have 2 teams there.
For real.
León and Pachuca. They're going to get that money, that feria.
They got that feria, bro. All it's going to Real Oviedo.
It's all going to... Well, I mean, maybe they won't need it if they get promoted.
Well, maybe they will need it because they're getting promoted and need players.
They'll need it either way. If they don't get promoted, they probably got hella deudas.
Yeah.
Just trying to push.
Yeah.
But they didn't make it. But if they get promoted, maybe they'll be competitive.
Maybe. I mean,
rumors of Rafa Marquez as their coach.
If they get promoted, that would be crazy.
That'd be wild.
All the pieces are starting to fit, dude. If they get promoted.
Rafa Marquez, so I think he'd be dope there. I mean,
think it would
low
be
expectations for him with a low team. Can surprise everybody.
I don't know if it's low expectations.
I think so.
It's a Mexican club. The Mexican media at the end of the day are going to be scrutinizing.
No, but let's take Mexican media out of the picture. But they would, de la Liga, everybody would be like, subieron, van a bajar.
Okay.
Right? But then if he can make them survive a la Javier Aguirre, just by the freaking apenitas staying in, I think it would up his game for everybody being like, all right, this fool's solid.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough test.
But they
It's
gotta
a great
hay que darle
opportunity.
equipo bueno.
So many dominoes have to fall before that happens, but it'd be
Send all the best Pachuca León players. Vámonos todos.
Idrisi otra vez.
Idrisi, vámonos.
Vámonos.
Ahora es para España.
No, he was at Sevilla, so
That's
otra vez
true.
a Sevilla, cabrón.
Vámonos. All right, let's bring it on to the Maurice Revello tournament. Like we said at the beginning of the episode, this is Mexico's U23s playing in a tournament in France where they bring in a lot of young squads, generally U17s to U23s. Some really good countries take advantage and they bring the younger squads. Mexico, who's struggling with development, brings the oldest motherfuckers that they can.
Yeah.
U23s. They played France, U20. Japan's U17 is there?
Japan is U19.
Dios mío.
There's a couple other teams. Italy's U21. But I think this Mexico has a few players who are under 23. I know they got Westcott, and he's, 20?
Mm-hmm.
And then they also got a couple other players who are right around that 21 years old. But, yeah, I mean, this tournament has been going on for a while. It used to be called the Torneo de Toulon.
Esperanzas de Toulon. All the good young players. Thierry Henry was the top goal scorer for it.
Mbappe, I think, was there 1 year también. And this is one of the
El
tournaments.
Mudo Aguirre también. Hay que tener respeto.
Dispensa, ese también, ese crack. And Mexico won this tournament right before los Juegos Olímpicos of London. London Olympic Games where they won gold.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been going to this tournament for a while. Sometimes they take U23, others time they take the U21. Usually it's always to prepare for the Olympic Games.
Mm-hmm.
This time around, we didn't make it, but they're still out there,
That's what makes me feel like if this year that the Olympic Games is this year, it's in the same year as this tournament. I feel like if Mexico would have made it, they wouldn't be able to take the team, so they would have brought U20s. They could have brought U21s. You could have brought something. But because this generation doesn't have an Olympics, they went and brought the oldest squad possible, the U23, so that they don't just waste a generation.
Yeah.
They have to get big games in, and this is as big as they can get. But yeah, I think Mexico, to further development, needs to push younger squads higher, right? Like when you take your little brother, who's 8 years old, to the U11s, right? Play better. That's what France does. France played Mexico today with U20s. Italy U21.
And last year there were U19s.
Yeah.
They went, right?
Yep.
But another caveat is that the games are in Paris, in France. So France is hosting. They have a team there right now. So it's like they're not taking the best U20s, U21s, right? Because those are probably at the Olympic Games.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like France is just light years ahead of Mexico, and you can see it in these tournaments, in these youth tournaments.
Yeah. But just going a little bit on the game, at least Mexico didn't lose.
Oh, if they would have lost, I would have been like, wait, no manches.
They were up 1-0.
Uh-huh.
And then they were down 2-1. And then at the end of the game, they scored the 2-2 to tie it. 2 goals. Uno de Edson Ayón, who seems like he's going to show up this tournament. Very good striker.
From Santos.
Querétaro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. A very good striker from Querétaro. The second goal de Rodrigo Huescas, we all know, is from Cruz Azul, already entertaining offers from Europe. Hopefully this helps. The one player I really want to call out to keep an eye out for this tournament is Ricardo Monreal. I believe he gave one of the assists in the game. Amazing player from Necaxa. One of the few players that actually looks like they're like older than just like 17-year-olds on the squad. Está macizo, güey. And I think he's going to do really good this tournament.
Well, see, he's already 23.
I know, but that's why a lot of the other players that Mexico are 23 and they look like little kids. I mean, like
Edson Ayón is also on the taller side, so it helps him. A lot of these players need to perform really well at these tournaments to get even a chance at their own clubs or
in Mexico. Not even talking Europe. They need to show up to get minutes in Mexico. Their center back right now is Alejandro Gomez, who we went viral for.
Papu Gomez?
I
said the same thing last time. Chingada madre. I even thought of it when I seen him against Bolivia.
Jesús Alejandro Gómez.
El Papu Gómez.
Ahí está el Papu.
But no, yeah, you're right. It's
Switch se cambió de Argentina a Mexico.
Yeah.
No, but we went viral with his TikTok where we talked about who he is and that he deserves minutes like freaking 2 years ago. But he needs this opportunity because he's been getting thrown around team by team by team, and he just doesn't consolidate himself. He doesn't get that starting spot. Tampoco el otro center back, Alcántar, that went to Sporting in Europe.
Okay.
Was with Necaxa, came back to Necaxa. Now he's in the rotation with Alexis Peña. He's fighting for his life to get minutes there too. Like a lot of these players aren't like ready to go to Europe. They're trying to break through in their teams, and I mean,
it's crazy that no sé por qué no les dan la oportunidad. Like, they have the qualities. Like, yeah, he's gonna mess up probably a couple of times in this first season, but the second season where he has the confidence, like, I bet you they'll flourish.
Yeah, it's just a lot of coaches in Mexico, they don't have that patience for the next season, right? Porque si les va, I mean, sometimes they're extranjeros, so they don't care, right? And then sometimes if they're on a short leash and like, hey, we got to make playoffs. And if you don't make playoffs because that center back of yours sucks, a ti te vamos a correr.
Yeah.
That center back will stay there, and another coach will just bench him.
Yeah.
And bring an extranjero, a baller. But I think that's the tough thing to really balance out. But this is where those players ball out. Make a name for yourself. And you'll come back to your club, and guess what? You'll save them money. They don't have to go buy somebody. You're right there.
Yeah.
But the attacking part of it, I think, is where Mexico flourishes here because they have Efrain Alvarez, right, who's already established. Edson Ayón is getting more minutes. Huescas is like undisputed starter with Cruz Azul.
Yeah. Hopefully they win it.
Do you think they'll win it?
I think it's going to be really tough. I see him going to the semis, but other than that, I think an African team, a Côte d'Ivoire, or even the French team can come back stronger.
Côte d'Ivoire, they're good. They've won their 2 matches. They beat this France squad that just had Mexico. They beat them 2-0.
Yeah, I'm telling you. They play Mexico up next. A ver cómo les va a ellos.
If Mexico can somehow pull out a win in this and like looks good, I think they got it. But if not, I don't think I see them going very far. Let's not forget we haven't seen Panama play yet, who are the reigning champions. They beat the French squad last time. They looked very strong. So we'll see what this new 1 year later generation brings because they seem to be taking this tournament seriously.
That's good for them. Yeah, we want stronger CONCACAF teams in general. And yeah, if this helps them out, all kudos to them.
All right, let's keep it in CONCACAF, where all of the ex-Mexico greats come to finish their careers. One of the biggest notes in the news in the last couple of days, Chuky Lozano is officially confirmed now, coming to San Diego FC, the new squad that'll be starting next season in MLS, coming on a 4-year contract at 28 years old. Mexico is just slowly losing all of their players that they have in Europe. It's just trickling down. We don't see the light on where they're going to start exporting more to backfill the players that are leaving. But even somebody like Chuky, who I thought would be there a long time, is coming early.
Yeah, I think Chuky, I'm just thinking about it now, is like, él estaba viviendo, he's been living off of that goal against Germany. It's like we got so like ilusionados. We got so like excited when he scored that goal that we're like, yo, this guy is like the future of Mexico. This guy is going to go to a Manchester United. It's going to go to a Manchester City, a Barcelona, like a top team in Europe. But he never flourished. Yeah, he won in Napoli where he was champion. He won the Serie A. But as a rotational player, right? He was never their starter, their undisputed goal scorer, assist, or anything, right? And then he goes back to PSV, and yeah, he wins the Dutch league. But like, what? ¿En qué te ayudó ganar la Serie A y luego ganar the PSV? Like, what did that help your career if you're coming back to San Diego the following year?
For his resume looks good.
Yeah, okay.
But como que dejó mucho de desear.
De qué desear,
with just his performances. Because the teams around him were amazing, good enough to win the league. But like himself, it's just like you could have assisted more. You could have had more goal contributions. That if he had more goal contributions at Napoli, some of those rumors that he had to top squads probably would have happened.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen. So then what happened? He ended up falling back after a bad season to PSV. I thought he was going to stay at PSV longer. I thought he was going to come out firing more. I thought he was going to be their legend coming back and become a bigger legend. But I don't know. One season, then he did.
I mean, to be fair to him, I feel like MLS has been becoming the Saudi Arabia to Mexican players. Like, you come to the MLS, they're going to pay you really well. He's coming to San Diego. San Diego is a beautiful city.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to get paid really well. It's like right across. It's like really close to Mexico, his hometown, his home country. It's like, I don't blame him, but at the same time, I wish he would have had that mentality that Guardado had, that Rafa Marquez had, that all of these other great players just keep on freaking going. After PSV, Guardado went and became a legend at Real Betis. Do something like that, man.
Yeah.
You come back, y de tomos te van a pagar. MLS is only getting bigger.
Yep.
Like,
you'll get paid in 5 years.
Yeah,
if you get there.
you're going to be 32, and si hiciste todo eso, I bet you're going to get the same paycheck or even more that you're going to get now.
Yep. Yeah, but that's the power that you have as a new team in MLS, right? Yeah. You're San Diego, you can pick and choose exactly who you want, and you can convince because you have all the firepower in the world, all the buying power in the world to get the at least 1 to 3 names that you want. There's rumors of Ochoa.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have any doubt in my mind that they can get him.
That's an example that I'm talking about. It's like Ochoa se fue a Italia. He was in France. He was in Belgium. He was in Spain. Like, Mans did everything in Europe. And then now he's like, all right, well, I can still got like 1 or 2 years. Let me go back to the MLS. Yep. I know it's not confirmed, but like that's another prime example. I'm sure
that's a good path.
Yeah.
I know MLS purists, MLS lifers, y'all will hate that, but that's what it still is.
Yeah.
And I mean, Marco Reus is doing pretty similar. They've won it all. They've done everything that they could. And now they come to like bring their name and get paid for it.
Yes.
But Chuky is doing a little bit earlier than we all expected. He is kind of taking the back door out with the selección already.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just not painting a good picture to the end of his career. But I mean, who knows what'll come out of MLS, out of that San Diego squad.
Yeah, and I don't even want to see him at the selección. Like, I'd rather you give that spot to a youngster who wants to like better himself.
Wants to go to Europe.
Like, more dynamic. ¿Qué hizo Chuky? Chinga tu madre, Chuky. Gracias por el goal against Germany, pero aparte de eso.
De todos modos, no la hicimos. Okay, man. Yeah. Disappointment out of Chuky. Some more disappointment coming out of Liga MX. Siboldi, the Tigres GOAT, the Cruz Azul ex-coach, has gotten fired from Tigres. There's very little out, a comunicado that he's let go. A couple of tweets from people saying that apparently what's going on is that he may be investigated for possibly releasing game information, strategies, crucial information to an opposing team, to Monterrey, out of all the teams.
Biggest rival.
To their biggest rival.
Crosstown rivals.
Yep. And that's absurd to think about.
Yeah.
But it's almost match fixing at that point. It's coordinating something, like almost throwing a game. Yeah, it could be one thing that like just like, hey, this is what I'm gonna do and I'm gonna fuck you up. Or the other extreme, which is like, this is how I'm going to do it, and you can stop it if you want, right? Like, which at that point I think is like match fixing.
Yeah, or, I mean, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt because that'd be crazy if it becomes like they do their investigation and it's true. Like, he's not going to get a job anywhere else.
I mean, he might get charged for something.
Yeah, like, it's borderline illegal and it shouldn't happen. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt and saying maybe it was one of his auxiliares that didn't mean to or just came out or como quiera, but I just hope it's not Siboldi. He won with Tigres. I mean, he did decent with Cruz Azul, and it's just like, we don't need this, right?
Yeah, we don't need to taint it like this.
Pero, I mean, do your investigation. Si se necesita sancionar, que se sancione, porque pues we can't see this in the MX, not fat match fixing. This por sí.
For real, es lo que faltaba.
Es lo que faltaba por sí México. No.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people were like, well, Tigres already was looking for a way to get him out, and then whatever happened was probably just the icing on top.
Yeah.
But va a salir lo que va a salir. Todo lo malo sale. So we'll hear exactly what happened. We'll let you all know.
Let's go.
All right, folks. We can wrap it up with that. Let's bring it to games to watch, Cesar. All right, games to watch, Cesar. Let's go.
We got Mexico against Brazil this weekend. Can Mexico finish off a strong 3 games ahead of Copa America? It's not going to be easy with a Brazil who just got a new coach and is hurt from being 6th in CONMEBOL qualifiers.
I got USA versus Colombia on Saturday. This is the first big test for the U.S. This is going up against a Colombia who's really trying to test what they can do this tournament at Copa America. They are one of the teams that can sneak their way in. They have a pretty powerful team. Tyler Adams came out and said that this is a stepping stone towards the World Cup, which everyone hated, saying that he was disrespecting the tournament.
Yes.
So a ver si no le dan la madre.
We're going to take it to Europe. We got Portugal against Croatia. Both teams are strong candidates to make a deep run in the Euros this summer. It's going to be a really fun game to watch. We got Modric's team who are trying to get the youngsters up and ready, and then we got a Portugal who just has really strong players in all positions. It's going to be a fun game and hopefully lots of goals.
I got Argentina versus Ecuador. We got what could be a preview of a matchup that we could see pretty far into Copa America, in my opinion. This is Ecuador's chance to really come out and show that they mean business, that they're going to come at this Copa America with everything they got to try to win it all.
We're going to take it to the NWSL. We got our Bay FC playing against the Chicago Red Stars. Bay FC sits with 9 points. A win here can put them closer to 12 points, closer to the pack. If they lose, the pack might get too far away and they might not be able to make a playoff position.
I got a USL match. I got Monterrey Bay FC versus Sac Republic FC. This is second versus third place. We're not used to seeing Monterrey so high up in the standings. They've been doing pretty good lately. Sac Republic has been a top-of-the-table team for USL for a good while, so we're hoping for an upset here for Monterrey to come out on top. All right, folks. Well, we hope that you liked that episode. Like we always say, follow us on all social medias. Subscribe to us on all podcast platforms. We're actually like 2 or 3 away from 150 subscribers. So really appreciate you guys on that. Help us get there by sharing our podcast with a footy lover that you guys have in your family, in your friend group, in your network. But yeah, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. We'll talk soon.
Peace, everybody.
Peace.